That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 68 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, David Stokes.
And we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and mysterious. And before we tell you these longer stories, we always like to catch you up on the weird and strange news out there in the world. And David, I have this very interesting one that's burning a hole in my pocket right here.
Okay.
As Johnny Depp is now to produce Michael Jackson musical as told by his glove. Do you have this?
Yeah, that was one of mine.
Oh,
we finally did it.
Oh, we finally did it. Well, I just thought it was so funny because I don't know if are you on The Guardian?
I am on Broadway Buzz.
Oh, okay, so
I'm very respectable.
So I don't even know if The Guardian. I can never tell if like The Guardian or like some of these are like the Inquirer where they're like fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this guy, playwright Julian Nitzberg, wrote For the Love of a Glove, an unauthorized music fable about the life of Michael Jackson, as told by his glove, which is described as a fresh revisionist look at the strange forces that shaped Jackson and the scandal that bedeviled him. And apparently this major TV network asked him to write a film about Michael Jackson, but he pulled out because he couldn't agree with them on how to cover the allegations of child abuse against the singer.
Because they obviously don't want to talk about that part.
Yeah.
But that's kind of important.
It's probably the biggest part of his life, I feel like, you know, towards the end at least. But apparently Nitzberg proposed a solution to the TV network, and he said, quote unquote, I said, how's this? Everything MJ has been accused of has actually been caused by his glove, which is actually an alien from outer space and feeds on virgin boy blood. They laughed and said, can you do the normal version? What the fuck?
Just kind of avoided it.
Yeah, and there's like they turned down the idea, but I guess they're still gonna put the play on or something like that.
Okay. Well, so I got a question for you. With your article, what does the main photo look like?
It's Michael Jackson pointing his glove up in the air.
See, now I know Broadway Buzz is a shitty website because their main photo is a picture of Michael singing without a glove on. Like,
it's not hard to get the one thing that they're talking about.
Yeah.
In the
they just have this horrible photo of him when he's, post-surgery stuff, so he's pretty white looking, and he's got this mullet that looks like it's stapled onto his fucking head, and his sideburns are like spray painted. It is probably one of the worst photos I've ever seen, and he looks like he's wearing a silver straitjacket and no glove. You scroll down, there's a picture of the glove, but the actual picture they used for the fucking main photo, no glove.
It's always interesting to figure out like which picture.
Is there a comment section? View comments. Can I? Oh, I don't have Facebook anymore.
Well, it's interesting to think about what picture you have to choose of Michael Jackson's, because I think he looks better when he was like younger teen Michael Jackson, and then but like,
giggling in the movie theater, eating popcorn.
And I think like most people would be like, oh, we're gonna use that one because he looks the most normal here. But then you go and you put that one up, and Michael Jackson, if he was still alive, he'd probably get pissed because he thinks he looks really good, like now or then.
Then
not a skeleton, but thriller. But you know what I mean? Like,
that's the picture I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, he didn't look that normal, so I mean,
let me zoom up on that hair for you.
You can find most pictures. People know what weird Michael Jackson looks like.
Look at that.
Yeah, his activator caught on fire one time, and a Pepsi commercial's hair caught on fire.
Yeah,
so
just like James Hetfield.
That happened to him?
Yeah.
Lead singer of Metallica?
That's why he has all that scarring on his face. Was
pyrotechnics?
He got hit in the face with a pyrotechnic.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
I know William Shatner has tinnitus in his ear, which is like a constant ringing because of an explosion pyrotechnic on Star Trek when he was younger.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Anyway, so I'm definitely going to go see that play if it's, cheap and near me. And I mean, I don't know. I'll see it. But... David, what else you got for us? Since you got to pivot real fast and find another one. I'm glad I went first.
Yeah, I got a really good headline. Didn't read the article because why would I?
Imagine if you took my next one.
Infamous mayonnaise man strikes again.
Yo, shut the fuck up.
Did I take your other one?
Dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm looking at the same one. You want to read me that?
Me?
You want to read me that quote at the top? Just right under the picture.
I wanted to get dirty, he admits. Okay, you read this one. What the fuck? This is fucked up.
Yeah, we've never
We
done this
chose
before.
each other's articles.
I guess we should just end it.
Wait, okay, you want to explain the story?
I'll let you explain it. I didn't read the article.
Okay.
I've got a real good bold here quote saying, "I thought I would find a high school girl and her dirty uniform before going to work. This made my day." I don't know.
So this guy, he's mayonnaise man apparently,
Mm-hmm.
and he, I guess, would walk around and spit mayonnaise on people
Okay.
because he thought it was funny. And
Mm-hmm.
apparently he went up to like a young schoolgirl in Hokkaido, and he suddenly squirted salad dressing from his mouth onto the girl's outfit, soiling it.
Mm-hmm.
And this dude's 39 years old. His name's Tsuyoshi Furusawa,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a caregiver, which is a red
I
flag.
mean, you can only do so much good
But yeah, I guess
without doing a little bad.
so. I guess they had DNA evidence, and they went and they found him, and he admitted to the crime and coldly telling them, "I thought I would find a high school girl and dirty her uniform before going to work. This made my day." So yeah, you're right. So,
I found another one for you.
but they said that mayonnaise man he changed his MO because now he's salad dressing man.
He's broadening his
He's
horizons.
condiment man, really.
Yeah,
But that just doesn't roll off the tongue. Mayonnaise man really does.
I like a good spread of ketchup on my salad.
So, but is this infamous mayonnaise man started attacking high school girls back in 2013 and 2014 when multiple incidents were reported. For some reason, he usually attacks around Halloween week. Do you think it's a sexual thing?
Yeah.
Because it's like schoolgirls, and you're
Yeah.
like,
When you really narrow down your victims to schoolgirls, it's a sexual thing, I think.
yeah, because he's like, oh, I thought it would be funny. This made my day, and they're like, yeah, this is too weird. You're attacking like young girls, and I don't know, that's
Yeah.
weird, but.
So I found another quick one for you.
Oh yeah.
Wanking Simulator promises the best wanking experience known to mankind.
Now is mayonnaise man a part of that? Too?
I'm not sure if this is supposed to be VR
It's
or
a
not,
wanking simulator.
but yeah, you play as Winston Gay in a town called Gay Bay.
Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
The next sentence says, I've seen no reason to believe it's a cheap homophobic joke. I haven't played the game, I don't know, but apparently you can blow up cars while wanking. There's only one attack, and it's to kick people, and there's a screenshot of, the graphics look great.
Is wanking the same word that I'm?
I think
Is
so.
wanking, does that have a different meaning that I don't know about?
Not that I know of.
I don't think they needed to put all the car blowing up and the kicking involved in it to get people to buy the game.
Yeah, so the picture I'm looking at, the screenshot, great graphics.
Is it 2-player?
I don't think so. I don't think you can do a wank off in the street, but it's like a blurred action shot. There's a garbage can flying through the air. There's a mailbox flying through the air, and then there's a man who appears to have been like, if I had to guess on the positioning of his body, he was kicked in the back, like hip. He's kind of flying like hip forward, and just this awful looking naked, just completely naked leg. No shoe, no socks.
Okay, so this guy's walking around destroying stuff, wanking. Actually, this is probably what Mayonnaise Man needs to get him to calm down a little bit, you know?
Yeah, the developer says they're currently adding weapons like a shovel or a baseball bat.
What?
And
It's just Grand Theft Auto, but you could just wank during it, I guess.
And I guess one of the biggest turning points of it is that you can unlock a teleport and gravity altering abilities. Yeah.
I think they're adding the wrong things to the game, that people don't care about those aspects of the game.
Yeah.
They're like, how do you make the wanking better? You know what's funny, though? Speaking of Grand Theft Auto and wanking adjacent,
Yeah, sure.
I remember when I first got it, my mom didn't want me to have Grand Theft Auto, and my dad bought it first for Christmas for the PlayStation 2. And I remember the first thing we did, because, you hear rumors and stuff, we drove the car underneath, like, the bridge and parked it, and, like, a lady got in our car, and the car started moving, and then our health started going up, and my dad ran over and turned off the game, and he goes, never go under that bridge again.
Oh, yeah.
But we didn't really, like, know
didn't know
what
what
was going on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we're getting more health. Like, he's like, here, I'll tell you all the cheat codes. Don't go underneath the bridge. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think he was looking at the wrong parts, too. We still murdered people in that game.
Yeah, they missed the good parts when you're stabbing people.
Anyway, Okay, I think we're caught up on weird news. David, do you have anything else for us?
I'm gonna save my other news for later.
Okay, cool. I guess we should get into these lengthier stories. But first, we have to tell you about coffee, because if you like coffee, we got coffee in Spring Hill Jack. In Spring Hill Jack, we trust. And you guys should go check out their excellent coffee, because you guess what? Christmas is coming up, and you know it's always a good gift to get somebody that's like not too expensive. Like if you don't want to drop like a lot of money, but like it looks like it, like you put a lot of thought into it, get them some good coffee and like unique coffee. You know, it's always a good stocking stuffer, or just like your aunt, and you're like, I don't know what she likes, but like everyone drinks coffee.
Even ants.
Even ants, bugs. Brugs. And so go check out Spring Hill Jack. They're great. They're slanging coffee. David, you're wearing their shirt right now.
Oh, yeah,
Love
I am.
it. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I just wear it so often, it doesn't even cross my mind.
And go check them out. They're a great company, and they have good prices. So cool. David, let's dig a hole in these stories, because I'm ready. Now, David, when we look back at leaders in history, we usually look back with great reverence and gratitude. Men and women who took on a role of responsibility in a time of need and made the tough decisions that needed to be made in order to prosper. We usually pick these people in powerful, what the fuck did I write? We usually pick these people in power very carefully. There we go.
There it is.
But sometimes they are chosen for us due to old customs. Now, I'm not saying all kings and queens were unqualified, because most did a good job and held everything together. But what if one of those kings or queens had a complete mental breakdown while still in power? Then what do? Well, today, I guess we're
kill
them. They're family. You can't kill them.
Someone else kills them.
When you're here, you're family.
Okay.
So
Is that Chili's?
That's Olive Garden.
Fuck it. Close enough.
So
It's all the same goop.
well, today I guess we're gonna find out as I tell you the tale of Charles VI of France, aka Charles the Mad. So, I mean, that's a solid nickname right there.
That's one you want on your tombstone.
Oh, I wonder. No. I was like,
What?
I was just wondering if like any of them have like their shitty nicknames like on their tombstones, like Vlad the Impaler. Do you think
I don't think that was a
ever...
shitty nickname, though. I think he'd like that.
He liked that one.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was so mad he didn't even know he's fucking crazy. So
Yeah.
they probably just fucking didn't. They probably just threw him in a hole.
Yeah.
They didn't a tombstone for him.
Just lobbed him over the fence.
So make him into sausage. So the year was 1380, and King Charles V of France was still fighting one of the most famous wars in European history, the 100 Years' War. So King Charles V is his dad, if you did not pick that up from the 5 instead of the 6.
That makes sense.
So the French and the English fought relentlessly from 1337 to 1453 over the right to govern the Kingdom of France. And Charles V... French gets brought up a lot in this podcast.
Yeah, we like our French fries.
So Charles V, known as the Wise, managed 30 years into the conflict to tilt the balance in favor of the French, after his grandfather, King John II, spent years losing battles and territories. So basically, King Charles V came in, cleaned up after his grandpa, who was fucking up everything and losing a bunch of battles, and he's just like, so I set my son up for like a pretty good king. We're like winning the war right now, but then Charlie VI is gonna come around, and he's got that nickname for a reason.
Little Chippy.
So things were going great for King Charles V. Well, that was until he got an abscess on his left arm and died at the age of 42. God, why does it always? It's the dumbest things. When people die of a
Probably kept trying to pop it
got
with a rusty nail.
do you try to are you the guy that pops blisters? You're supposed to let them
you gotta
heal
drain that shit.
I don't even know if you're supposed to do that.
No, you do it. You don't rip
You'd
the
be
whole
dead.
thing off.
You'd be dead.
You pop a small hole on the corner of it, you drain it, and you let that dead skin dry, and then you cut it off.
Oh, okay.
That's how you do it. And then you take that little
I'm Dr.
pocket,
David. Let me look at your abscess.
You take that little patch and you mail it to your friends.
Make a coin purse.
You make a little coin purse and you mail it to your friends.
So, this was a shock to all of France when he died, especially since their new heir to the throne, King Charles VI, King Charles the Mad, was only 11 years old at the time. And since you could not technically inherit the throne until the age of 14, which is like why even have...
You can almost drive the horse.
He's like, oh, he's 11. Don't let him sit on the throne. Wait 3 more years when he really gets into the Pokemans.
When he just can't stop jerking.
When he buys Wank Simulator. That's when you need the bats and the swords, and
Yeah.
because he needs the wank, but he also needs to prepare for battle. He's a king.
Yeah.
So Charles's uncles took over for him as regency until he was of age. But of course, his uncles got greedy and decided to keep the throne until he was 21 years old instead, which is probably a good call.
Yeah. Let him get drunk now.
But it did create a strained relationship with his uncles because later we'll find out that they were like stealing a bunch of shit and they're like fucking up everything because.
Well, that's why I'm excited to be an uncle. Start
like,
stealing everything.
It's like the MO of uncles, if you're not stealing shit and like ruining things like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was beautiful.
Oh, that's good. No uncles ruining.
No uncles
Ex-con
attended.
Carl?
No. We had a great little group.
That's good.
It was a beautiful snowy Thanksgiving in Montana.
Oh, very, very. That's nice.
It was lovely.
So, when Charles VI finally took control when he was 21, he had finally seen what his uncles had done, which was they spent almost all of their money in the kingdom and undone almost all of his father's work in gaining momentum back in the war. So, like,
Let's give this kid a fresh start. Let's ruin everything.
They classic uncled it, and there's like, oh, I'm going to fuck up everything, and then, where's the car? Who took the car? Uncle Larry, he's not allowed to drive.
Who took
his
my
license.
keys? Where are my keys?
Who breathed in the breathalyzer for Uncle Larry? So, Charles VI, now with control, planned to beat back the English once and for all and bring glory to France once again. And for a while, things improved dramatically after the young king rose to power. The political and economic situation was turned around, prosperity returned to the land, and suddenly everything seemed possible. Charles VI was proving to be the king France needed, an extraordinary ruler worthy of his father's name. But then something happened. Just 4 years into his rule, something broke in his brain. He had brain broke. His brain broke.
The gears are all out of order.
Which is crazy to think about because, mental illness definitely wasn't like, as we're going to find out.
They're not aware of that shit.
It's more of a metaphysical, magical, spiritual thing than anything with like chemical imbalances.
Yeah, an actual medical, prognosis.
Well, a lot of people believe that the reason he suffered from this was due to like inbreeding, like you brought up earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, what was your dumb king called?
I don't remember his name, but they had them jaws.
Chins. They had Hillsborough?
Sounds right.
Something like that. But yeah, that family was fucked up because all they did was like...
There's a reason why we
did
don't
was wank
like
each
it.
other.
Yeah.
So, like I said, his brain was slowly breaking. So after Charles VI's friends and advisor, Olivier de Clisson, who served him as Constable of France, was nearly killed by a man by the name of Pierre de Craon during a...
Pierre de Craon.
So Pierre de Craon did a cowardly ambush on Olivier over there. And
Is there an honorable ambush?
I don't know. That's a good one. That's a good question.
That's
Because
my band name.
If you're honorable ambush,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
I mean, what kind of music are you playing? Jazz? It has to be heavy metal, right?
Nah, it's ska.
It would be ska. So, cowardly ambushed him, and the king sought revenge. So Croan, the guy who ambushed, had just attempted a politically motivated assassination, and Charles would not have it. So apparently he attempted it, he fucking sucked, and he messed up. And obviously word got back to him, so...
He really shit his britches.
Here's the thing. If you're going to ambush somebody and kill him, you better make sure you do the job.
You better make sure it counts.
So Pierre de Craon, a now enemy of the king, found asylum with the Duke of Brittany, who refused the king's request to hand the would-be assassin over. Thus, Charles planned an invasion. So he was so pissed that this guy tried to kill his friend that when he took asylum at this castle in France. It was still in France. He was like, okay, give me that guy. And then the guy was like, he probably had ties to him. And was like, no, I'm not going to give him over. So he's like, okay, I'm going to come invade you. So he like he took his whole army over to this like castle, like looking to just get this one guy back. And so he's basically fighting a war within his own country now, which is not the greatest use of power, you know?
Yeah, I typically want to take the wars outside of your own country.
Yeah, all you have to do is
America.
create another cowardly ambush, and then you got him, you know? So,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Mambo number 5.
we got him.
So, as the king left the capital for the invasion against the unruly duke, people close to the king claimed he was feverish and disconnected. As the army marched through the forest of man, suddenly, out of the brushes, jumped a barefoot man in tattered clothes. And upon seizing the king's bridle, he desperately yelled, "Ride no further!" Oh, he's not English. "Ride no further, noble king. Turn back. You are betrayed." Alarmed, the king's guards beat the poor man, and the army continued forth out of the forest. So
I mean, one man tried to take on the whole army. Props to him.
no, he was giving him warning. He's like, don't ride anymore. Turn back. You're betrayed. They're gonna like ambush you again, cowardly. And you know what happens when you get good information?
You kick the shit out of him.
You kick the shit out of the guy in tattered clothes who runs out of the forest.
You just rip the shirt all the way off.
It's like in Happy Gilmore when he pulls the jersey over his head and punches him over the little hill.
It's a classic move.
Just picturing that. He's like, I couldn't get the ball in the hole.
It wouldn't go home.
So, as the army then marched on, the hot sun beat down on the soldiers in their heavy armor and layers of clothing. A drowsy page.
I never thought about that.
What?
Being in a full suit of armor in the sun, I bet that shit got like really hot.
Oh my God.
Would it burn you?
Maybe if you touch the outside, you know, it's like gets a little
But like
warm.
chainmail? I don't know.
I mean, I don't really know either. I haven't worn my suit of armor in a couple years.
Definitely not since my senior year photos.
So I've always wanted to wear a suit of armor though.
Yeah.
But they seem like they're really.
I feel like they just pinch you all over.
Yeah, they're a little pinchy.
Just pinch you everywhere.
Ooh. You know, like
Pinch you in places you didn't know you had.
You know, like when your shirt grabs one of your beard hairs.
Oh, I hate it.
Ooh. Imagine that, but on your butt.
Ooh.
Ooh. So, as the army marched forward in the hot sun beating down on the soldiers in their heavy armor and layers of clothing, a drowsy page, tired from the long march, dropped his lance loudly against the steel helmet of his companion, startling Charles with the sudden racket. Feverish and frantic, Charles stood up shouting, "Forward against the traitors!" and he spurred his horse and drew his sword. Yelling, rushing, and plowing, he directed his outburst against his own men and attacked anyone at hand, screaming, "They wish to deliver me to the enemy." So he's just fucking pulling out his sword now.
Everybody's his enemy.
He's swinging for the fences at this point.
Swinging.
We're going to find out all the damage he's about to do. Ooh. So no one dared touch the king's person, and thus the soldiers could do nothing but try and stay out of his reach, which is like a good, you know, how the fuck do you stop him? You know, you can't just cut his head off. It's like he's the king.
Yeah.
So they're all like, oh, just trying to like talk him down. Stunned and horrified, the men struggled to find a way to stop the chaos, but Charles seemed overcome with desperation and was unstoppable in his delusion. So he continued slashing and banging until he was too exhausted. As the king dropped his guard, panting and sweating, his chamberlain restrained him from behind, and others took away his sword. He was laid on the ground, where he remained motionless and in utter silence, failing to recognize or even acknowledge any of his most trusted men who surrounded him, after which he fell into a 4-day coma. He had killed at least one knight and several soldiers.
Of his own people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
just wanted to clarify that one.
Which, another thing, how good is armor?
I think it's pretty good.
Well, those guys were wearing armor.
Yeah, well, I think part of it was maybe I feel like maybe it was the armor is more protective in the front.
Oh, I don't know. I think you just got to find the little holes. You know what I mean?
So he's a marksman.
He's a
He's a slippery little weasel.
yeah. He's a doctor. He knows how to incision just in the right places. But he killed a knight. Imagine getting killed by your boss because he got scared of somebody dropping like a sword or a lance. You know what I mean? It's like it's fucking horrible. It's awful. And he just fell into a 4-day coma after this. So obviously something's not. His brain's cooking in there in that little helmet of his.
You think maybe he was just like napping and watching Netflix, and they came to wake him up? He pretended to be asleep, and they're like, "Oh, he's still in a coma."
So they're like, oh, "We're gonna have a long talk after this." And he's like, just peeking at his one eye. He's like, "Oh shit, fuck. 4 days, they'll forget about it. They'll forget."
Just keep sleeping until they forget about it.
All the families are standing in the room with him. Oh, is he gonna wake up soon? Oh no, he's pissing the bed. Oh, okay, no, he's definitely in a coma.
He's
right
smiling
now. a
little bit. Happy dreams.
So from then on, the king's mind progressively deteriorated, and his insanity bouts increased in frequency and intensity. At one point, he couldn't recall his own name and didn't know he was king. At another, he failed to recognize his wife and son and claimed to be Saint George. He also knew all of his men's names, but like his wife.
Was Saint George like a person, or is that like his own kind of made up thing?
I think he was a saint of some sort.
I'm sure. He's a saint of everybody.
He wanted to also, when he said, I'm Saint George, he also wanted to change his coat of arms to like a lion with like a sword going through it. And
what was it before?
I don't know.
Okay.
But like he just like wanted to start changing everything because he was fucking crazy at this point. But like I said, he recognized his men. But when his wife and sons came in, he was like, "Who are these people?" He said he looked at his wife and was like, "Who is this woman that scorns me?" And the wife's like, "What the fuck? I'm your wife." And he's like,
"I'm allowed to scorn you."
And he's like, "Give me my sword." Like, no, don't give him a sword. Don't give him a sword. So he also sometimes ran in a frenzy across his castle halls naked, frightening everyone who could hear his screams at night.
Sounds familiar.
I'm like, St. George coming through. Oh, God. That's my life.
Yeah.
So another habit he formed was not bathing or changing his clothes up to 5 months at a time.
5 months.
Which might have been normal for like a commoner, but of course he was a king. So like you could get like baths probably like on the regular. Whoever you wanted to like give you a bath, David, give me a bath. You're like, I gotta give him a bath. Fuck.
I mean, if you hadn't showered,
I'm the mechanic. I gotta give him a bath.
If you haven't showered in 5 months and changed your clothes in 5 months, we're doing this fucking podcast. And I'm sitting 2 feet away from you. I'd give you a bath.
I literally can't imagine not changing my clothes for like more than. I want to say 1 day, but like realistically, I could probably go like 2 or 3 days. Yeah. But like when I went camping, I was like, I just wore like the same shirt because I already smelled like smoke. And
exactly.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
But like 5 months is nuts.
That's so long.
But to be fair, half the time he wasn't wearing clothes because he was doing his naked fucking suicide sprints up the hall.
True. He did all of his exercising without his clothes.
So I think I also mentioned that. They also ended up walling up the entrances and the exits of like his little area because he was getting out too much.
They're just cornering him.
They were just like building walls, and he was just like probably Wile E. Coyoteing it right into that, like when they paint the tunnel on the wall.
Because those candles don't give you that much light.
Smashing right fucking into him. So finally, this is my favorite part, and this is the reason why I chose this story because I thought it was so interesting. Finally, the king is reported to have believed on several occasions that he was made of glass.
Great movie.
So fragile as a fine and flimsy cup which would break at the slightest touch. He supposedly even had special measures taken to ensure this would not happen, such as having iron rods sewn into his clothing, and this would later become known as glass delusion, which is an actual thing.
Oh, wow.
If you've ever seen the movie Unbreakable or the new movie Glass. Which
I liked Glass.
Samuel Jackson's character believes that he is made of glass.
Well, he kind of is.
Well, see, I never saw Glass. I saw what's it called?
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. And there's a part where I mean, spoiler, it's been out for like, 15
20 years, yeah.
There's a part where he like falls down the stairs and does break like a shit ton of bones in his
He
body.
breaks every bone in his body, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like, I mean, maybe not some, but like the majority of them. But it just goes to show you, like, the brain is really powerful. So I don't even know how this happens. If it's even like, if people believe that they're made of glass, are they actually as fragile? Like, do your bones leach away,
It's like that
vitamins and
it's
stuff
like
like
that
that?
myth if like if women like convince themselves they're pregnant, they like
You can lactate?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just like shows you how crazy the mind is. Like, I don't know if he was actually more flimsy or something like that, but in the movie he was. So it goes to show you, I don't really know either way.
Yeah.
So it's just really interesting. But now that the king was no longer fit to rule, even during times of temporary sanity, they changed his responsibilities and tried to focus him with diversions such as celebrations and balls. One of these was
a ball as in like a basketball, or a ball as in like a dancing ball, like you go to the ball.
like every girl deserves to go to a ball.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of these was tragically noteworthy. I love how they just took away his kingship. And they're like, you're planning the parties now. And he's like, I like parties. Parties are fun. Can I run naked through the hall? And they're like, no, it's not that kind of party.
See, I would have been like, it's not a party until you do that, buddy. Get out there.
He's like, I know how to start every party. He's like, oh, come, who gave him the party idea? So in January of 1393, Charles' wife, Queen Isabel of Bavaria, organized a masked ball for which the king and 4 other lords were persuaded by a man named Hugues de Gousset, favored in the royal circle for his quote-unquote funny schemes. He convinced them to disguise themselves as quote-unquote wild savages in costumes of linen cloth and dance at the party. The guests were unaware that the king was among the disguised dancers. At some point during the evening, Charles' brothers approached the performers with a lit torch and accidentally set them on fire. The king barely survived and 4 other men perished.
Jesus.
The ball became known as Ball des Ardents, or the Ball of the Burning Men.
Jesus.
So I saw the picture. They basically put like these full body suits on them, and they put like moss.
Gasoline.
No, like no, they put like fake or like moss or something, so they look like almost like swamp things, or like they're supposed to be like hairy people, hairy men, and then just ran around, and they're like, oh, he's gonna fucking run around regardless. Let's just at least put something on him.
Yeah.
Give him a little moss suit.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking crazy. He'll love that.
Yeah.
And the brother's like, what are you guys doing? Oh, shit. And I think 5 of them were running around and 4 of them just died.
And one of them was in critical condition.
The reason he survived is because, 4 of them died and he barely survived.
Yeah, and there's only 5 of them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So everybody either died or almost died.
Exactly. So, yeah, there was only 5 of them. That's fucking crazy. But the only reason he survived was because...
Why'd they save him?
Because he's the king.
That would have been a really easy out.
They're like, we already didn't cut his head off when he fucking killed 5 men.
Would have been an easy out.
I guess one of the women, I think it might have been his wife or like another lady or something, threw her like part of her dress over him and put out the flames, or like protected him or something, because they started spreading really fast.
Yeah.
And she was able to protect him or something. So I just love how they didn't know that he was like one of the fucking crazy guys running around. They're like, really? You didn't know he was one of those guys?
Yeah.
No idea.
You didn't recognize the screams and the howls?
Look, he's the only one who's still naked. Why is he took off? That's why he survived. He took off the fucking costume. So through medieval society, though medieval society was no stranger to madness, no physician could cure Charles's ailment. Several treatments were suggested, including magic incantations and powdered pearls. 2 monks even went as far as to propose incisions be made in the king's head, which, might have been a good idea for other reasons.
Yeah.
The whole affair was suspected to be caused by the sorcery of witches, among them the king's sister-in-law, seeing as she was... much to her misfortune, the only person who Charles tolerated during his fits. And the Mad King himself believed his illness to be caused by dark powers. And he quote,
demons.
He was quote, he had demons in him. He was quoted saying, "If there is any one of you who is an accomplice in this evil I suffer, I beg him to torture me no longer, but let me die." So he was like very aware of his mental state.
So he hated it.
Yeah, and of course, like the sister-in-law is like, "What the fuck?" Like he's like, "Oh, you could come near me," and then they're like, "You're a witch," and he's like, I wish you hated me, Charles. Because I hate you." So King Charles VI, the promising young ruler who had risen to be the hope of all the French people against the threats of war and poverty and sickness, never recovered. Initially called the Beloved, he became known as the Mad. And Charles died at the age of 53 in 1422.
Damn, so he actually lived pretty long for that time.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to live that long when they just like keep you locked up in a fucking place.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, okay, don't let them run fires anymore. Don't let them run
pretty
swords.
sheltered.
Yeah, box them in. And like I said, he lived to 53 in 1522 is when he died, as the English were advancing towards complete victory after the Battle of Agincourt. But just when all hope was lost, a young girl from Orleans, I don't know if it's an O with a tilde over it or something. I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to guess Orleans. This might be in France.
Because it wasn't New Orleans.
New Orleans is a French colony.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if it was the same pronunciation. A young girl from Orleans came forward and claimed that she had been sent by God to help the French find victory. She would go down in history as one of the greatest warriors in history, and her name was Joan.
Yeah.
Joan of Arc. So she came in and, as you guys all know the story. Or maybe they know. Maybe we'll go into that one day. But
I don't know all the details. You should do that one.
I watched a movie when I was younger, but I mean...
I saw the Wishbone with it.
What?
Wishbone.
Oh, you saw the dog thing where they go through history.
Wishbone.
Wasn't she also in like one of the Bill and Ted's?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to watch it, if you don't want to read, just go watch Bill and Ted's.
Bill and
Excellent
Ted or
Adventure.
watch a Wishbone.
But yeah, so that king was fucking wackadoo, and
What, you don't want to see a dog in chainmail?
Oh, he was in chainmail for
Yeah,
that,
it was.
wasn't he?
God,
Wow.
can we bring back Wishbone?
You brought up Wishbone before.
I know. I like Wishbone.
We know you like Wishbone.
All right.
But yeah, that was King Charles the Mad. He seemed kind of cool.
I mean, as far as people that go that you would crown the Mad, like he seemed like he was fun besides that one part when he killed a bunch of people.
Yeah, because he wasn't mad as in like
Angry?
A lot of people well, a lot of people kings get like the moniker mad because they're fucking evil.
And they kill like everything.
Yeah, they'll be
Yeah.
like chop his head off, and this guy was just fucking crazy, but Charles the Crazy didn't sound as cool, so
Yeah.
fucking take his swords away, wall him up, clothe him up, and let him go back into a coma for 53 years, and we're done with it.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess I'll start mine here. Tobin, what's your favorite big cat? What's your favorite big old cat?
A lynx?
Lynx is a good one.
Nah.
I like bobcats. I don't know if you'd consider. I mean, it's bigger than a house cat, but I don't know if you'd throw it in big cat because they're
Well,
not like dog size.
I would go for mostly my elementary school mascot was a mountain lion, so I have like a soft spot in my heart for them. But like, I have to go saber-toothed tiger. Is probably the coolest out of all of them.
That is pretty fucking awesome.
They
Yeah.
got some big
Or like a
old
panther.
teeth. That's cool too. We're just gonna name them all. Let's just keep going.
Well, I'll knock off the big ones.
Do you have one that I don't know about?
No.
Oh, tiger,
I
lion.
mean, yeah, there's tigers, there's lions. They're not bears.
Why'd you ask me this question?
So, I just like talking about these big old stinky jungle cats, and I'm gonna talk.
When did you last talk about this big old stinky jungle cat?
Never with you. I wasn't sure if you would be open to this conversation about big old stinky jungle cats.
I love them.
All right. Well, today I'm going to tell you about a little story about a band of some nasty kitty cats who did the unexpected. And this is the story of the Mapogo Lion Coalition. You ever heard of this?
Lions formed this coalition.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about this coalition at all.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking wild.
Man, I wish the French they had them.
Yeah, be great on the battlefield.
Really good. If Kingy didn't chop their heads off. First.
Yeah. So it's really hard to get it. I mean, wishbone you can get in the chainmail, but a lion's pretty hard to get to wear chainmail.
Yeah. You just gotta. Yeah.
Gotta just stuff them in there.
You just gotta try it once.
Throw some catnip. You think a tiger would go nuts if you threw some catnip at it?
You know what? And maybe because Katie's cats goes fucking crazy. It's like
Who?
my girlfriend.
The Mapogo Lion Coalition was a band of male South African lions that became known outlaws and controlled the Sabi Sand region in the Kruger National Park in South Africa, which you could probably guess since they're South African lions, but I just want to make that clear.
We got a lion mob on our hands.
Oh yeah. So this national park covers over 7,500 square miles.
Okay.
So it's pretty goddamn big. And it was actually the first national park in South Africa as of 1926.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. Give them a nice little place to not have to deal with hunters and poachers and all that shit. You know?
Well, everybody should be worried about these guys. So this gang of big old nasty powerful cats became very notorious, and they were led by 6 male lions. And the main leader, his name was Makulu.
Mm-hmm.
So his other boys, the other leaders, were Rasta, a.k.a. Dreadlocks.
No way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Scar, real original.
Whoa. Well, this is before the fucking movie.
No, it's not.
You said 1920.
No, that's when the park was officially like a national park, the first national park of South Africa.
What year is this taking place?
I'll get into that.
Okay.
And so there's Scar.
Cool.
There's Pretty Boy.
I like that. See, that's the guy that you have to be the most scared of. You know the guy they call Tiny?
Mm-hmm.
He's the biggest motherfucker in the gang.
Yep. Kinky Tail.
Okay, you don't have to be scared of him.
Yeah, you do. And Mr. T.
Oh, so this is at least the 80s.
It's the 2000s.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we have Makulu, Rasta, aka Dreadlocks or Dreads, Scar, Pretty Boy, Kinky Tail, and Mr. T.
Whoa.
That's one hell of a roster, if you ask me.
That sounds fucking scary. That's my starting 6 right there.
Yeah. So some of the earlier stuff I'm going to talk about gets a little confusing about how like lion prides work.
Oh, wait, let me ask you this: who's your 6th man?
Who's my 6th man? Who's winning the 6th man?
Yeah, who's on the bench? But like they're they're good enough, but like. Well,
I mean, I know the story, and I know who are big dogs in this.
Oh, you just don't want to give it away yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know then. Okay.
So the Mapogo Lion Coalition originated from Mali. Male. It's Male twice.
I'd say Mali.
Yeah, Mali, which was a part of the Airfield Pride. And you know what like a lion pride is, right?
It's a group. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's not a territory though, right? It's
no,
just
so so like a pride. Well, like it's like the Los Angeles Pride. Like this was the Airfield Pride. It's like the area. It's like a team.
Oh, okay.
But so a pride, think of like Lion King. Like Mufasa was the leader of that pride, and he has like there's like one specific kind of leader.
It's like a village, basically.
Yeah, and then they have like the lionesses and like the cubs and stuff.
And there's other males there, and then like sometimes the males will challenge and blah, blah, blah.
There's a clear leader.
Yeah, it's a community with okay, that makes sense.
But so the difference is with a coalition, there isn't so much one leader. It's kind of just like a ragtag gang.
Oh, so do they have females around, or was it just six
Not really.
Dudes like just fucking shit up?
Yeah.
Oh, so interesting.
Typically, I believe what it is that lions would leave a pride to make a coalition and then make their own pride.
Oh, okay. So they just okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, going off to college.
They're expanding.
Yeah. So the gang moved into the western sector in 2006. So like the western part of that area. Mm-hmm. And 5 of the 6 leaders were related brothers.
Oh, okay.
And it was just a nasty little family.
So
nasty little cats.
So who is the 6th? Who is not the brothers?
So
Who's
one
not
of
the brother.
So the oldest member of the Mapogo coalition was Makulu,
the leader.
Yeah, and he was believed to be related to the other 5 lions due to joining This is where it gets confusing and it's kind of hard to understand. But so there were two different groups, different lion prides
that he pulled from.
Well, and the leader of his died,
Mm.
and so it's believed that he was like a half brother to the other ones.
Oh, okay.
And so he was only about 20 months old when his pride leader was killed, and he was basically like an orphan and adopted into this other pride.
Interesting.
And so I believe the way it works with the prides is that there's like a generational thing. And so it's like everybody's this age, like a litter.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was 20 months older than this other 5.
Oh, so he was just like automatically, I'm the leader because I'm older.
Older and bigger.
A lot of the times, you know what they do when somebody challenges the leader? So somebody, one of the lions will challenge another lion, and if he kills that lion, he'll go after the cubs of that lion.
Mm-hmm.
And
so there's no, I'll get into that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So when he was kind of like an orphan cub, I think that's still a cub, 20 months. I don't know.
It's crazy because it probably looked like a fucking full-grown lion, and we're just like,
I did a commercial with a lion that was only like a couple months old, and the thing was fucking huge.
Mm-mm.
It was
No,
terrifying.
you did it with a tiger.
Was it?
Yeah,
It was a tiger.
Yeah, I saw it on the chain.
Yeah, it was a tiger. But yeah, so he was kind of like an orphan into this family. They let him live. They didn't really like him that much. Like, this was all filmed, by the way. And this is why he eventually became the leader, was that he was a bit older than the next generation, making him larger and more mature for leading. Mm-hmm. So in the early months of 2006, the 5 teenage lions led by Mapogo left their pride, and they decided it was time for them to start something of their own. Knowing that they had abandoned their pride, they stuck together to increase their chances of survival, because it's more common to do like 1 will take off, or like 2, like it's not common for 6.
Oh, okay.
That's like a really uncommon thing for
it's like
that
a huge gang.
Yeah. And so they did that to obviously increase their chances for survival. And these young lions were not stupid and adapted quickly, making their own rules, learning techniques of hunting together. And as time went on, the group continued to get more mature and get big, just big old boys.
The big beefy boys.
Yeah. And before you knew it, they were able to take down prey such as hippos, young rhinos, even some of them long neck, long leg boa giraffes.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to figure out which one of those would be the easiest, and I want to say giraffes just because like they don't have any defense, you know.
But they're fast as shit.
Exactly, and they could kick, and I've seen them kick a lion, and it like goes flying.
Yeah.
But then like hippos they seem kind of soft, but then they kill a shit ton of people, and then rhinos kind of seem like harder in exterior, but they seem kind of slower. So I don't really know where it like lies.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Because hippos, I think the main danger of hippos and how they kill so many people is in water. It's not on land. It's on water, and they tip boats, and then they kill people.
Oh, and they just crush them in their giant melon
crushing
jaws.
Yeah.
Jaws. They have jobs.
Yeah. So it was said by animal expert Dave Salamini. Salamini?
He won't know.
I guess he has I looked him up. He has like a show or something. He's kind of like a Steve Irwin kind of guy. The key to success of survival for a group of lions is the ability to take down Cape buffalo due to their amount of quality and due to their meat, the amount of meat and the quality of the meat. Because you think about it, you're eating a giraffe, and that's like a chicken wing.
It's all neck meat.
Yeah,
everybody knows neck meat's super tough.
Yeah. So during their hunts, it was noted that Kinky Tail and Mr. T were seen to be incredibly brutal and savagely good at like taking down their prey. Like, it was not like a easy thing. Like, they just fucked things up.
Yeah,
they were vicious as hell. Now, I'm sure as many of you guys know, any species that form groups of any type is a thing of survival.
Mm-hmm.
And there will always be competition and confrontations where you're like trying to take over land or spots or like make your own
within the group or between groups.
Between groups.
Okay, so another lion group. Okay,
mm-hmm. And this is where the story starts to take its turns.
Oh no!
So the Mapogo's first pride clash. That's what you call it, a pride clash.
Well, they're a coalition, so they're they're going after pride.
Yeah.
Okay.
So their first attack was in 2006 when the Mapogo entered the northern Sabi Sand area. And this area was like the majority of that giant park, and it was at the time ruled by 4 dominant males.
Oh, there's only 4 though. Okay, we got 2 numbers up on them.
And but so it wasn't. So I'm from what I believe, it's not like there's 4 in one group. It's like there's one male, there's another male, like 4 different prides.
So they're split up too.
Yeah, I believe that's what it's saying.
Aye.
And they all have their own, like, north, south, like that kind of thing. And so knowing what they're getting themselves into, what's the first rule of prison?
You beat up the biggest guy on the first day.
You find the biggest motherfucker and you fight him immediately. Well, as soon as the Mapogos arrived in the area, they went after and killed one of the 4 males that ruled the lands.
Oh no!
And it was such a brutal kill that it scared off the other 3.
See, here's the problem right now. I'm internally conflicted. I want to like these guys, right? Am I supposed to like these guys? Are these the good guys or the bad guys?
I believe these are the bad guys.
Oh no!
I mean, there's a scar in the group.
Yeah, there is a scar.
Yeah. So with the other 3 male lions driven away, there were only 3 lionesses and 11 cubs left behind. And due to natural instincts, the 6 Mapogos quickly sniffed out all 14 and ripped them apart.
No.
Which is uncommon, because typically with this stuff, it's like, you're with us now. Like, you're our lionesses. Like,
but they didn't even want. They were just doing it for territory at this point.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So that's very uncommon. But the most uncommon thing about this attack was that the coalition was seen eating the other lions after killing them, which is super uncommon for lions to practice cannibalism.
Oh my god.
So they're just like eating all the little cubs.
They got demons in them.
They definitely got some demons in
Holy
them.
mother of God.
So after driving out all the other competition of the area, the Mapogos had successfully taken control of 8 lion prides.
Oh
and
my
God. Completely dominated the entire Sabi Sands.
Holy shit. Like,
yeah.
At what point do you just be like, okay, we got to step in and do something? These guys are going to...
Gotta let nature take its course, but you just can like watch and be like, whoa, these guys are fucked up.
True, but also, like, at what point do they start making the extinction numbers higher? Because they're fucking killing children and women and other prides, and there's like... it seems like they're doing it for sport instead of like survival at this point, because they know they can kill buffalo, they know they can kill rhinos and hippos and giraffes, but they're just killing other lions for territory at this point. So it literally is. It's gonna sound funny, but a pride thing.
Not just the men, but the women and the children too in that movie.
Lord of the Rings. I don't know.
Star Wars.
Ah, shit.
When Anakin goes and kills all the Tuskens.
Oh yeah.
So although
that's my favorite part.
Yeah, I love that part. And he kills the little kids.
They don't show it.
The first time he kills all the little kids.
There's so many. People forget that, you know. And you're like, oh, poor Darth Vader and his.
There's that little Jedi,
with his pale face.
That little Jedi kid with the bowl cut, who's like startled.
Yeah,
and you see the lightsaber, and he's done.
He looks like Anakin.
A little bit. That's probably why you want to kill him.
Probably.
So, although this sounds like a mafia movie with lions, these lions did not run a smooth operation like the mob. And over time, this unusual form of a pride started to hit a few bumps in the road as the lions started to disagree on things. They didn't like the taxes.
I don't fucking like my name.
They thought,
Shut up, Kinky Tail.
They didn't like Kinky Tail's Lamborghini.
Where'd you get all that money? You said you only got half the cut.
So fights would be constantly breaking out between the 6 leaders, especially between Makulu and Mr. T. And these two would fight a lot over time. And these fights would continue until one really bad fight between these two happened, with Makulu defeating Mr. T. And after this fight, it was reported that Mr. T and Kinky Tail packed up and left the so-called Pride.
And those were the 2 most savage ones that were like,
the most vicious ones.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know what the only thing I'm picturing right now is that video of the 2 gorillas fighting at the zoo.
And people like, someone get the...
And the lady's like, someone break them up. Like, what the fuck?
No, what did she yell? Someone get the zookeeper.
It's like the zookeeper's going to run in there and fucking
get between them. So yeah, they packed up and they left the 4 brothers to control a smaller part of the northern part. Oh, 4 brothers?
Yeah.
Was it 4 brothers?
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
I like that movie. Who else was in that?
Tyrese Gibson.
Yeah.
Is Andre 3000 in that?
Yeah, and Machine Gun Kelly.
That's not Machine Gun Kelly. It's the guy who's in like Turn on like TBS or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's acts and stuff. I just don't remember his name. He's like British.
He's not bad.
No, he's good.
Um,
So he left the group.
so was he the one that died in the end?
I honestly haven't seen it in so long.
So Mr. T and Kinky Tail.
Wait, they were in it? Not Andre 3000.
No, this is the different outcasts. These are the different outcasts.
You know what's crazy? Andre 3000 could have been one of the Lions' names too.
Yeah,
It's such a wild name.
we have the same birthday.
You and Andre?
Yeah,
Oh.
and Paul Bettany, and Ian McKellen.
McKellen?
Yep.
I have the same birthday as Mia Hamm and
Whoa.
John Wayne Gacy.
Is that why you're always wearing a sports bra?
Yes.
So you
So I
can rip
always
it
do
off and slide.
I do the knee slide.
Yeah. So Mr. T and Kinky Tail were seen patrolling and guarding their new territory for about 2 years. They worked well as a duo, and they were able to successfully survive and defend themselves in their new area against other rival lions.
You know why? Because they knew that they were like the best hunters, and like, why the fuck? They had that side conversation that you see in every movie, like, why the fuck are we giving all everything to him? Like, we could go do our own thing.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
So in June of 2010, a new coalition of 5 male lions named the, I'm going to fuck this one up, Majingilanes, entered the Mapogo territory for a takeover.
Oh, we about to see a brawl on our hands.
And it gets graphic. And these new 5 lions were seen scent marking. You know what? Just pissing all over the
Make
place.
a pee-pee.
They're just in a little spritz.
It's the graffiti of the animal world.
It's like when you go into those public restrooms and they got that little thing in the corner that every like 2 minutes it goes.
That thing scares the shit out of me.
I got hit in the
sometimes.
face with one of those once and it got in my eye. Shit burned.
Are you sure it was?
Yep. I looked at that thing. I almost broke it. So, they were just like pissing all about, trying to take their land and shit. And they were doing a whole heap of intimidation roars, real loud, and just trying to like piss off everybody and be like, we're going to take this shit. They're being all cocky.
Big roar gang.
Yeah. And so then Mr. T and Kinky Tail were out on a Cove buffalo hunt when they came across a new crew.
No, I'm scared right now.
So they isolated the leader of the Majingilanes.
Welcome
was,
to Majinji Lane. Sounds
so-
like a British fucking play.
They isolated the leader who was on lookout. He was like, oh, I'll send the little bitches out to go actually do the work. And he was on lookout. But little did he know, our older boys were a little smarter than that. And so they found him all by himself and they started chasing him. The chase didn't last too long and they caught the intruder. Mr. T bit down fiercely on the leader's neck while Kinky Tail, living up to his goddamn name, ripped apart the leader's groin area, badly injuring him.
No.
The leader tried to fight back, but the two overpowered him and broke the leader's spine, leaving him immobile and left him to die a few hours later.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
A victorious day for the Mapogos, but this victory might have came at a fatal price. During the night of the same day, a filming crew witnessed the 4 remaining young lions, who were young and fit. Yeah,
Ooh.
not a good combo. They saw these young lions on the move with intent of revenge. 2 of the 4 lions were spotted by that nasty little fucker Kinky Tail, who, high of confidence after killing their leader, decided to pounce and challenge while charging the 2 young lions all on his own with no backup.
Oh, what a fucking idiot.
Just a little too cocky. Kinky Tail chased the 2 much younger and fit lions until they led him into a trap. And before the aging, fearless Kinky Tail knew it, he was face to face with 4 young, strong lions.
Uh-oh.
Kinky Tail decided it was a good idea to charge and take on all 4 of them. But eventually, as the cloud of dust settled, it revealed to the viewers that the 4 young lions had Kinky Tail pinned to the ground, one biting his neck, another biting his chest and abdomen area, and the third tearing off his genitals.
No.
Yeah, with the fourth on lookout.
No.
Getting torn to bits, the three young lions managed to break his spine, leaving him with no chance for survival.
Is that like their go-to move?
Yeah, that's what it's sounding like. I didn't know, but that's kind of the common trend here.
They didn't tell me, but
Yeah.
sounds like it.
So Mr. T would find the young lions ripping apart his brother and attempted to save him, but by this time it was far too late. Outnumbered and seeing what they had done to his brother, he decided to flee.
That's probably a good move on his part.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah, the documentary captured Mr. T like for days, like roaring, like trying to get it like for his brother like to come back.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I actually didn't type that part out because I was like, that's too sad. But then I just said it.
I
There
mean,
we go.
this whole thing's sad. I mean, like, you think about it, like, all this, like, I know it's, like, not organized crime, but, like, it's all the same stuff, you know what I mean? It's just, like, people going after and then revenge, and then, like, they're all just animals, so you think, like, you don't really know their personalities, so I don't think any of them are, like, evil. It's just, like, instinct, and you just feel horrible,
100%. So after the death of his brother, Mr. T was all alone and forced to abandon his land he once ruled, with only one place to go. Mr. T would return back to his brothers, which he was surprisingly welcomed back peacefully, and with open arms. They're like, yeah, come on back, bud.
That's so interesting, too. Like, was there a way to convey that, or just, like, the fact that he came back by himself was, like, we know? You know, is there, like, an instinctual thing in there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, a couple years goes by, and they kind of forget things, I guess.
Yeah.
But it wasn't all happy after that. It was observed that Mr. T was seeking out and killing and eating his brother's cubs, like within his own pride.
Oh no! Wait, one of the other four now?
Yeah.
Which one?
I think it was multiple. He was just like killing the babies and eating them.
Oh my God! So he's just straight up doing cannibalism again.
Yeah, and it's believed that he did this in an attempt to be the ruler once his brothers were like no more.
Oh,
so there's no youth to take over. Yeah, kind of like in Lion King, how Scar tries to kill
Simba.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now you might think, oh, hey, these lions might not take kindly to their brother killing their kids, but the other lions were never really seen giving a shit or doing anything about Mr. T's actions.
I mean, it seemed like they weren't even like a pride group anyway. So it seems like the offspring were just like happenstance. You know what I mean? Like, they just happened anyway. So whatever. I don't really care.
So in March of 2012, another coalition of 4 male lions named the Silatis entered the Mapogo territory from the south. These 4 were able to single out one of the Mapogo males who happened to be Mr. T. Before any wildlife officials or film crews were able to see the altercation, Mr. T was left paralyzed from the hip down with many fatal bite wounds, and Mr. T would later die that day.
I mean, now I feel less bad because he's killing kids and eating them. But
kind of got his own.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it was coming eventually. But
you're going to play the game. You can't complain when you lose.
Exactly. But it goes again, the paralyzing thing, the spine.
Yeah,
the spine, they know
have to do that.
They know the spine's the most crucial part, and they can't fight after that. So it's crazy. And you know it's also crazy, which a lot of jungle cats, but cats, felines in general do. They'll grab something, and they'll grab it with their teeth, and then they'll kick with their legs.
Yeah.
Katie's cat does this.
Who?
My girlfriend Katie's cat does this, and she'll grab this little like stuffed animal cat by its head, and then she'll kick the body, and they do that to try to break the neck.
Yeah,
and it's like it's instinctual. Like she's never killed anything, so it's like it's so crazy.
Like dogs like bite and they rip things around, try to break spines.
Oh yeah, true. Good point.
So following Mr. T's death, the last remaining Mapogos were the elder lion Makulu and Scar. So there's not much about Pretty Boy or Rasta.
They just kind of like fell to the wayside.
I don't think they ever really saw. They just like gone one day.
No.
You can't capture everything.
Yeah, you can't keep tabs on them all the time. So.
Yeah, I know they weren't tagged or anything. So the 2 remaining ones would actually fight a coalition of 2 Kruger males, and they were
a Kruger male.
That was the area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they were finally driven off of the land which they controlled for so many years. So these old guys were finally like their time was up. They moved on with their lives. Like they didn't fight to the death. They fled.
Oh, okay.
And in January of 2013, Makulu was seen for the last time alone at Mala Mala, and that's where he came from. Remember in the beginning, that's where they born and they migrated?
Yeah.
So for the last time in 2013, they saw him.
He went back there.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And he was believed to be around 15 years old at the time, which exceeds the average male lion life expectancy in that area.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So at the end of the story, the Mapogo Lion Coalition was followed and documented on their 16-year span of dominance, having witnessed the violent and bloody path of 6 lions who took over 7,500 plus square mile area, killing well over 100 other lions, partaking in cannibalism, making a story unlike any other tale of lions ever heard or seen.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the typical lion, like you said, the typical lion story, how it goes. But
Yeah. There's rarely any cannibalism. Like they usually don't kill that many. They'll kill like the leader and then it's like they take the pack kind of thing.
I just mean like the sense of revenge in like the
Yeah.
other group itself is just like so interesting to me that like, they're cats and stuff like that, but they do have that sense of like community and there's all these things that you kind of brush over when you go, it's an animal,
Yeah.
and you're like,
You don't think that they have like the capacity to
exactly.
think that deep into things.
Exactly. And
You become so detached from what animals like think. Mm-hmm. Especially, I mean, and at least us in America, I don't know how many listeners we have that see lions on a daily basis outside of a zoo. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I don't know shit about wild lions.
Mm-hmm.
I know not to like walk towards them. I know to stay away.
Wow.
They're like fast bears.
You're gonna live a long life.
I think it looks scary. I'm gonna stay away from it.
One thing I know is you don't run at a lion. You don't do it. No, but I mean, I've seen all those videos of people who've trained these lions for like their whole
Siegfried
life.
and Roy.
Yeah, their whole life.
Didn't one of them get fucked up?
Yeah, he got fucked up.
Didn't die though, so we can laugh.
No, he got his. He laughs about it now. He's like,
Yeah.
that was so funny when I had my face torn off. But,
Yeah.
like, there's people who work at, like, these, natural, like you said,
Yeah.
these habitat places. And the lions are just like, they're just like house cats. Like, house cats bite you. They scratch you. It's
They're
like,
sneaky as fuck.
and you don't know why they do it. Like, you pet them the wrong way or they're just, like, tired
They
of
don't
being...
know how to do anything else. It's
Yeah,
just
there's,
natural.
like, that just means stop. Don't do that. So
Yeah.
it's crazy to think that. So is that the end of it?
That is.
Wow. Interesting story. I liked it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that was different.
It is different. It's strange for sure. So thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it when you do. And we love telling you these stories. If you guys want any more information, you go to campstrange.com. All the hyperlinks there for our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And then we also have the contact tab. You can click that. Send us your own spooky, scary story or any questions you have. Or to send it to campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. If you guys want any merch for Christmas time, that's coming up now. You go to our campstrange.com store and go check that out too. We got shirts and mugs, and maybe one of these days we'll add some of these shirts that we've been talking about for so long.
Maybe add some horny mugs
Maybe a horny mug or two.
when it gets warm.
Bring-
our bikinis come off.
Bring it to your office. It says
Yeah.
horny on it, and
Yeah.
Jan's like, "That's inappropriate." And you're like, "Fuck you, Jan." So,
Yeah.
Anyway, David, since you created the theme for last week, since we're
Oh,
doing
yeah.
themes now,
Okay.
I was thinking possibly, since it's the month of December now, technically,
Yeah.
maybe we should do failed children's toys.
Okay.
So, should I go first or should you go first?
Go ahead. Go first. I want you to set like a fair ground to see what we're working with here.
Okay, let me think for a second. Maybe something along the lines of Uncle Larry's build your own hairpiece.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Yeah.
you could, if you're balding.
It's the second time you mentioned Uncle Larry. Is everything okay?
No, yeah, I don't have an Uncle Larry.
Okay.
But I do have a hairpiece.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a merkin? The other day I was at lunch with Riley, my girlfriend.
Oh, we get you have a girlfriend.
And my sandwich came with a gherkin on top of it.
Oh, pickle.
One of those little things. And I was like, "Do you want my gherkin?" And she like hit my hand. She's like, "Don't say that so loudly." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, isn't that like like the pube wig? And I was like,
Oh
no, that's a
my
merkin.
God. How did she know that?
She lives with me.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a good point.
So we've got a child's game of Operation, but it's got real skin.
Louis Dinaldi's remove your own bullet kit.
Oh, that's nice.
It's kind of like a mafia thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like adjacent to Operation.
Okay.
But it's just like, like the long nosed pliers. You dig the buck out, the
Yeah.
buckshot.
We've got that one gift that your mean older sibling would give you every year, which was just the hair dryer cord, but they cut it off so it's a live wire at the end. So when you plug in it zaps you.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
We have Schindler's List sing-along microphone.
Ooh, is it one of those weird ones from like the 80s that has like the
It's
spring
echo.
in it with
It
the
has
echo?
the echo
Yeah.
in it. Yeah.
I like those. How about just a big old sock of Jello?
You
like that?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Uncle Larry loves those.
I bet he does.
They're prescription glasses that you just give to your kids and it makes their eyesight worse.
But yeah, it's the wrong prescription.
yeah.
It's the ones you find at the rack at the end of the checkout
They
line at
just
CVS.
magnify everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can really see close, and they can look at all their failures and mistakes at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
We got it's a advent calendar full of Advil. That one's for the parents, though.
It's a toddler mustache trimming kit.
Oh, very good.
Mm-hmm.
How just a box of knives?
Pop-up book that says "fuck you" on every page.
I think we'll end it on that one.
Oh yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We love doing this for you, and we love that you guys stick around and listen. So, Dave, do you have anything else to say before we leave?
Don't forget to drink lots of water. Stay hydrated.
And don't forget to stay strange.